Today we've got Ai versus Mirabelle. The two styles that clash today are Sun on Ai's side and Mirabelle's pivot heavy offense with priority and speed control. Let's set the stage here. The team preview already tells the story. Ai brings Walking Wake, Venusaur, Torkoal, Palossand, Frostmoth, Salamence, so a classic Sun core with multiple very strong Pokemon, and Mirabelle lines up with Meowscarada, Greatusk, Corviknight, Hatterene, Entei and Munkidori. We see great pivoting, pressure and several ways to force huge amounts of damage on Mirabelle's team. Ai's Sun core with Torkoal, Walking Wake and Venusaur faces Mirabelle's pivots in Meowscarada and Corviknight. The match turns into Sun timing and hazards. If rocks are on Ai's side of the field, Frostmoth can't really enter, and if they are on Mirabelle's side of the field, Meowscarada's switching gets taxed every time. If Greatusk gets a boost under the sun, it pretty much cleans. Ai wants to early chip on Corviknight and a safe plan for Meowscarada. Mirabelle wants to deny rocks and trade with U-turn to save Meowscarada and Greatusk to finish this match. My opening expectations are Walking Wake because it pressures everything that's not Hatterene, so Mirabelle may have to hard switch into Hatterene early, and if Ai reads that switch she could double into Venusaur or Palossand to keep her momentum going. Ai vs Mirabelle, let's see how this goes. We do see Ai leading off with Walking Wake. Mirabelle doesn't lead off with Hatterene, she leads off with Greatusk, switches into Hatterene, and Hatterene catches the Hydro Stream, which only does 31%. That is a very specially defensive Hatterene, draining. Oh my god, she even switches into Venusaur. Okay, Ai switches into Venusaur here, tanking the Draining Kiss because it's resisted, and now Venusaur threatens Hatterene with poison moves. I can either go for growth here or attack. We see the Sludge Bomb, which is super effective and doesn't do as much as I thought. Psyshock does way more. And this is Mirabelle's turn to switch out into Corviknight. She switches into a Steel type, predicting the poison move. That's very good. She's very aware of the type matchups. This gives Ai an opportunity to switch into Torkoal. U-turn is a very strong move here because it lets Mirabelle react to the Torkoal switch. She goes out into Entei because Entei can't be burned. Palossand is the answer for Entei because she predicted the Stone Edge here, which is strong. Munkidori is not a good switch in for Palossand. Even if this wouldn't have been a crit, it was way too much damage. Munkidori wants to get out immediately with Parting Shot. Mirabelle gets back into Corviknight, catches a Shadow Ball and the special defensive drop, which is not very good. There's not much Corviknight can do against Palossand here. We see Torkoal coming in, so it probably... No, it doesn't have a Heat Rogue. Torkoal comes in a turn too early. Now Ai doesn't have the Sun. Mirabelle switches back into Entei, probably predicting the Fire type move, which is strong. Entei can't be burned. Sacred Fire does 15%, which is not much. Scorching Sands is a good coverage move on Torkoal. Again, Mirabelle doesn't want to stay in, and that's a very risky switch into Greatusk. Ai doesn't want to stay in a Palossand in Greatusk because Greatusk knows Ice Spinner. Double switches, and Mirabelle uses this opportunity to set up her Stealth Rocks. She switches into Hatterene, which is her answer to Walking Wake. She catches another Hydro Steam, and this is a dead Hatterene probably. No, it's not. We see Ai switching into Palossand, and Hatterene is able to heal back up. Mirabelle predicts the Shadow Ball here. which I goes for. This time not getting the special defense drop, so Corviknight can stay in. However, again, I'm not really sure what Corviknight wants to do against Palisand. And Corviknight doesn't really want to stay in Walking Wake either. We see the huge amounts of damage that Hydro Steam does. With another Hydro Steam, Corviknight is down and Ai takes the advantage of this match. Meowscarada pressures Walking Wake with Play Rough, so Ai switches out, predicting the Play Rough into her Taco, which resists the Fairy type move. Meowscarada, being a Fairy type now, is good because it's not weak to fire. She uses U-turn to switch in her Great Tusk, which is very risky here because Lava Plume has a higher chance of burning. She's very lucky that Great Tusk didn't get burned here. She gets the Sun Boost, and if she clicks Rapid Spin now, she clicks Earthquake because she probably doesn't want to risk getting burned, which is good. If she's able to get to +1 speed in the sun, this match should be over. She doesn't want to stay in Walking Wake, switches to Monkey Dory as a fodder for her safe switch in to Meowscarada, which is very good. Meowscarada resists the Hydro Stream, is slower than Walking Wake, and we see the Play Rough killing Walking Wake, so they are even on dead Pokemon now. And I lost her Sunsetter, so it's harder for Ai to get back in this match. Hatterene tanks another Shadow Ball. Hatterene is such a specially defensive beast. Oh my. Scorching Sands is enough to kill Hatterene. And now Mirabelle can just safely switch into Meowscarada. Get a Flower Trick off, which is not enough to kill Palisand. Ai uses this to get her Death Rocks out late. Another Flower Trick is enough to kill the Palisand. Frostmoth coming in, taking 50% damage, or 49 in this case. Getting hit by a Play Rough. Bug Buzz is enough to kill Meowscarada, but now Extreme Speed should be able to kill. Oh, and Rapid Spin is able to kill. Wow, so Great Tusk is faster here, clicks Rapid Spin, kills Frostmoth, and with that it has +1 speed, faster than everything Ai has on her team, and is now able to sweep this if it has Ice Spinner. It has Play Rough, which is enough to kill Salamence. At this point, Rocks do the rest, kill the Venusaur, and with that, Mirabelle won this very close match. What a nail biter this match was. The opening was very good from Ai. Mirabelle absorbed Walking Wake with Hatterene, and Ai pivoted out into Venusaur, but she was checked by Psyshock, and from there Mirabelle leaned into Corviknight to get her momentum going. Taco bringing the sun and Mirabelle using that to enable Great Tusk was timed perfectly. Palisand had very good moments. This thing landed so many Scorching Sands, tanked so much, but I think I set up Rocks a little too late. It was a turn 27 or something, while the Rocks were up on Ai's side way longer, and that single detail I think was what decided the match here. Frostmoth lost basically 50% on switch-in, and that meant that it wasn't able to survive long with 2 priority attacks on Mirabelle's team. There was no way for Frostmoth to sweep here. Credit to Mirabelle for sharp positioning. She protected Meowscarada until Walking Wake was in range. She kept Tusk healthy for the late game, and she used Hatterene's presence to delay hazards until it truly mattered. On the other side, I had her moments as well. Removing Corviknight and pressuring Entei were very big, but the late rocks exposing Frostmoth to 50% entry hazard damage and giving Tusk the photosynthesis timing through Sun was what decided the match here. A very clutch win for Mirabelle, and I think what I can learn from this match is that it's very important to set hazards early and managing your own Sun timings. Thank you guys so much for watching. There's only one match left in week 5 and after that we're off to week 6. I hope to see you then. Bye bye.